Coming up right now, no sick days allowed. We're going to tell you about the mayor and his no excuses policies.
Also coming up, a billboard in one California city is raising eyebrows about artificial intelligence.
All right, a little bit later on, pick on someone your own size. Meet the 7'9" center from Florida who's going toe-to-toe with Shaq.
We'll also talk about this little cutie that was lost at an airport, too.
Oh, cool.
Yes, Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey, everybody, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English. Welcome to Daily Flash. Yeah, we got sweet baby James hanging out over there, and we got Maddie. Maddie, how you doing, bub?
And we were just talking about Shaq, and he's actually got a car with his logo in it that's going to be racing in the 500 on Jimmy Johnson's
Oh, no
car.
kidding.
So yeah, they did a funny commercial where he tried to get in it, and that wasn't happening. But he did race one once, but he had to go through the hood. So.
Does Shaq go for an Uber or a Lyft, or does he just has his own?
He just has his own
Yeah,
thing.
he doesn't.
He's got a custom Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh, does he
It's like
really?
a double-wide Cybertruck.
Oh,
I wanna
that's
check that out.
interesting.
Nice. How
That
fun
is very
is that?
interesting. So I just saw this story. Flight attendants reveal secret code they use to gossip about and flirt with passengers.
Okay, do you have some of
Yes.
what they say?
So
I want to know
if
it
they
hit on.
refer to you as a Bob, that means you are the sexy passenger on board the plane. Bob is the reference to the
Bob.
sexy Bob. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what they don't explain why.
Not somebody who gets up and down during
Oh
the flight.
no, I take it back. Bob stands for Babe on Board.
Babe on board.
Bob.
Okay.
The other thing is, apparently, according to this report, flight attendants, they like to party and they like to flirt. So they don't hesitate to share or slip a phone number on a napkin.
So they'll do it?
They'll do it.
Really?
And if you're exiting the plane and they say to you, cheerio, that means they want you to contact them or they want to go out and party. Cheerio.
I'm going to learn all of
Yeah.
these.
Let me get
Yeah.
this
I'm going to learn all
going
of
to
these.
Vegas.
Yes,
I
cheerio.
just want to get to my
Free
destination on time.
flights,
Yeah.
standbys,
Safely.
maybe some discounts on some hotels.
You think about it. That's the way to be. I mean, you're in a different town every day.
Right?
Yeah. That's what they meant when they said that to you. Can you believe
Yeah.
that?
So they say Vegas is the hottest party spot for flight attendants. Like if,
Oh,
they,
yeah.
if they
Oh,
fly
wow.
into Vegas
Yeah.
and they are staying overnight, they party
Then
like there's
I can
no
be
tomorrow.
sweet baby Santiago.
Yeah. Sweet
whoever
baby
you
Bob.
want you can earn your wings.
Yes.
Sweet baby Jaime.
Cheerio, sweet baby
Cheerio,
Bob.
huh? Okay, we're going to go to Italy for this one. There's a mayor in an Italian village who has some new rules for his residents, which is no sick days allowed at all. The mayor said that he doesn't want anybody in his town to get sick or hurt because they might not have the resources to actually get help. Now, the announcement was actually meant as a joke to draw attention to the shortcomings of the town's limited healthcare services. The mayor said about half of the village's 1,200 residents are older than the age of 65, and the nearest hospital is located about 30 miles away. The village does have an on-call doctor, but the service is not available during nights, weekends, or holidays.
Or your cell phone plan.
Calabria, right,
Yeah.
has seen more than a dozen hospitals close in since 2009. So, but in all seriousness, if you're sick, you need to stay home because you're going to get everybody else sick. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. But I guess it came out as jest. To think about how scary that is and how fortunate we are to live in the first world
Yeah.
country that we do.
I do think Calabria is one of these places where they offered to pay people to come and move there because
that,
so
yeah.
many young people were leaving the village and the population is aging out. So there's not a lot of people moving back or staying there. So that's why they're losing their hospitals and their doctors.
Makes
so
sense.
all these young folks are moving out to faster cities and they're trying to lure people back in by offering them, $7,500, $100,000
Or
a
a
year
free
to live there,
house,
a free house.
but you gotta live here for 10 years.
If
Exactly.
you're gonna do that though, you still have the basic facilities.
Well, you have
Yeah,
to,
you
right?
have to.
Things happen. I can imagine
Absolutely.
somebody giving birth and having to drive 30 miles. You ain't gonna make it, kiddo.
You're not
You
gonna
ain't
make it.
Well, back in the
Back in
olden days, I guess they just did it
On the
regardless.
side of the road.
Yes. A series of billboards have recently gone up in San Francisco, and their message takes aim at artificial intelligence. The ads warn companies to stop hiring humans. The ads creators says the billboards play on common fears about artificial intelligence. The play on words is a counterintuitive approach to marketing a software company who uses AI. The company says they are trying reverse psychology when it comes to easing fears surrounding artificial intelligence.
You know, you think, I mean, they have electronic billboards. I guess they could, you know, one day they can stop hiring because it's misspelled. That's funny. They could take over these billboards and put their own up there.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I like that. It's a good idea. It's got us talking about it as
Sure.
well. And what I've heard from, you know, I'm still at the very infancy of actually trying to understand AI altogether. It's, you shouldn't be afraid of AI. You should be afraid of the person who knows how to program AI.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he's going to be taking your job.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So keep that in mind.
It is what it is.
You know, there's not too many basketball players taller than Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, right? But the big guy just might have met his match. O'Neal posted a video arguing with a man who was actually shorter than him when Shaq turns around and comes face to face with a 7'9" center named Oliver Rue. Now, Oliver plays for the University of Florida. O'Neal captioned the video, "Pick on someone your own size." The 15-time All-Star was listed at 7'1" during his playing games. Look at that, man. Oliver was considered the tallest teen when he committed to play for the Florida Gators. He wears a size 20 shoe, guys. 20 shoe.
Size 20
To give him an idea.
shoe.
Shaq's
My
a 24
goodness.
triple E.
See,
But this kid's still got time to grow even more, right?
Exactly.
And it's weird, you know, you look at the picture of them side by side, they look normal, but you need a normal person to give it reference, right?
Yes.
Isn't Victor Wembanyama
He's
the
about
guy for San
7',
Antonio?
7'6", 7'7", yeah.
So
Wembanyama-
he's 2 inches taller than Victor
Yeah.
Wembanyama.
Well,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's crazy is these guys, back in the day, you had your George Mirasans and these really tall guys. They wouldn't be in the league long. Their
Yeah.
knees couldn't take it. They'd get a couple years. They were almost like a kind of a sideshow for the league
Right.
and everything.
Tallest
We
guy
had
in
Taco
basketball.
Fall. But now with the medical care and everything, they can take care of these guys more so
Yeah.
they can actually build up and play.
Yeah.
Taco's still playing though.
Yeah,
But he's
he
playing
is.
over in Europe.
I want Muggsy to come back. He made me feel good about
Muggsy
basketball.
A stuffed rabbit found at Pittsburgh International Baggage Claim is on its way back to its owner after an appeal on social media. The airport posted a video online showing employees taking a sweet
Aw.
stuffed animal on a tour of the hub's facilities after being found sitting all alone. "We found a bunny in our baggage claim area. We showed him lots of love, but want him to be warm and cuddled in his own home." A follow-up post revealed the toy's family had
Good.
been found. The bunny, aptly named Bunny, belongs to a 6-year-old girl named Waylon.
It's neat to see him do that.
Yeah, I love it.
Everybody working together, try to help find it. And social media, that's the good part of social media.
Yes,
You can do that.
that's the positive.
A New York man took a 3,100-mile trip all on his skateboard. And when he managed to cross the United States, he did it in 57 days, 6 hours, and 56 minutes.
Wow.
Chad Caruso, he left Venice Beach, Florida with his skateboard and a backpack and just set out on a journey to wind up in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Now, the feat did earn him the Guinness World Record for the fastest crossing of America on a skateboard. Caruso, who has been skating for 25 years, he wanted to raise awareness about addiction and mental health. He said skateboarding actually helped him get sober 9 years ago, and he hopes to take his story on so he can inspire others. He also celebrated his arrival at the Atlantic coastline by throwing his board right into the ocean.
Hold on. Did you say Florida or California?
Venice.
California.
Venice is over,
Venice,
it's over
California.
Sarasota.
All right, I thought I heard Florida. I was like, hold on, that's a quick trip.
Different, no, that's a different
Venice, California.
He had to change out the wheels several
yeah,
times.
you're
When have to.
right.
But the vibration when you're on, I'm not a skateboarder.
On the asphalt?
His feet has got to be
Yeah.
either very well massaged or just, when you're on, you move around a lot, your feet get like nerves.
Yeah,
all
I
set up.
got one of those foot massage machines
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Alan for Christmas, and it's that one that vibrates. And after you've had your feet on it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you turn it off, your feet tingle.
Okay,
it is the
right.
weirdest sensation.
That's what I was referring
Yes.
to. Can you imagine doing that for
Yeah,
56 days
that'd be
straight?
the same thing.
All day. Wow.
It's almost like a Forrest Gump thing when I see stories like that, right? When they're
And he did it for something good, too.
Yes.
I have no issue whatsoever talking about somebody doing like this because he was helping other people, raising money, raising awareness
Yeah.
as well. I like that. The folks that have a cause. if you
traveled
will.
light too with just a backpack.
And
you
a
know,
skateboard.
and a skateboard. Although I'm surprised he threw it into the ocean.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't
thought
you
he
want
would
to put that in the
wanna-
Smithsonian or something,
I
or
would
give it
wanna
to
keep
the
it.
Guinness World Record would want it in one of the museums?
Somebody
or
will
something?
swim out and get it.
Yeah.
By the way, if you ever come to the Daily Flash Studios, they're building a skateboarding park right over
Yes.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all see
Yes,
this? It's really cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dog park initially, and then I found out it's a skateboarding
They've got
park.
the ramps, and Tony Hawk was here about 3 months ago. Just showed up. He was, and he's so doing. I wonder if he's going to stop by and check this out.
Oh, he's got to.
never know.
That would
Get
be
some
really
cameras.
cool.
James,
Yeah.
get on it.
All right, I'm on it.
We got today's trends, tomorrow's talk. We also have lots of fun returning right after this. Don't go anywhere. And by the way, our website's open.
Yeah, dailyflashshow.com. Head there, sound off, send us an email, let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. Don't
Stick
go
around.
anywhere.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Our next guest is a psychologist and an author, Dr. Nikisha Hammond. She has a new book out. It's entitled Mindset Training, Conquer Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow. In the book, she actually stresses the importance of self-care. Dr. Hammond, welcome to Daily Flash. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
All right, let's talk about self-care. Some people could say, oh, it's actually thought of as being selfish, but that's not really the case. Explain that.
Not at all. So it does get a bad rap sometimes that it is selfish, but it's really not. Because when you really take the time to work on yourself, to work on being a better, more powerful version of who you are, you're actually helping yourself and all of the people around you. So it's actually the complete opposite of being selfish.
Yeah, right when you said that, I thought, yes, that's 100%. No one likes to be around the person that has issues that they're not dealing with.
No.
And they stay away, and you're actually helping yourself, sure, but it helps other people learn how to deal with you. But there's some examples that you say in your book about holistic self-care. What can we do that we can actually start implementing these that help us better our lives?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things that I highly recommend for people to think about is starting with taking 60 seconds a day. So 1 minute. I know we're all busy. I know we think self-care can be overwhelming, but when you take the 1 minute to reset and recharge, you really start to retrain your brain to understand that you deserve to be emotionally healthy, you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to have the self-care that you need to thrive in your life.
And is this a scheduled thing, or is it a self-realization thing? Is like, all right, I'm freaking out, I need to have 1 minute, or do we say, all right, we're going to start the day with 1 minute somewhere? What would the best way to implement that?
Yeah, that's also a great question. So one of the things is for you to think about for you, what works best for you? Are you a morning person? You need to start your day with that 1 minute reset. Or do you need to do this in the evening or maybe in the afternoon, like during a lunch break? So you decide for you what works best for you. But really it's designed to be more preventative as well. So when we start to train our body and our mind that we can reset, take a break, not always be in flight or fight mode, then we're really working on being better versions of ourselves.
I think what we hear more and more now that you even as the pandemic's over and we're kind of getting back to kind of normality is that we get to a point where we have burnout. Explain to me how
Yes.
self-care can actually help prevent this.
Yeah, and burnout happens when we're so overwhelmed. We have so much fatigue, whether it's physical and or mental fatigue, where we are so drained. But again, when we're taking the time to start to really work on ourselves, making yourself your number one priority. I know it's hard, but putting the self-care you need into your life, you start to work on things to relax your body, lower your blood pressure, get your mind and your body back to a place of calm for your sanity, but also for your physical and mental health.
You know, in your book, you actually discuss about exploring a balance between having abundance and then scarcity. Why is that important to know, and how does that relate to actually self-care?
Yeah, it's because a lot of us have this mentality of scarcity, unfortunately, meaning we think everything's going to go wrong, we don't deserve certain things.
Yeah.
Maybe you're struggling with self-love. But really, when you get into a mindset of abundance, you understand that you do deserve those things. You deserve to thrive. You deserve to be the best version of yourself for the people around you. So it's really important to work on resetting our mindset.
And how do we go about doing that? I mean, is it a matter? I know exactly what you're saying. It's like if you feel like you don't have enough, you'll start grabbing, and you'll. I always say a drowning man will grab a spaghetti noodle if he thinks it's going to save him. So if you feel like there's nothing around to be able to help you out of something, you'll grab towards it. Is having that balance just doing a daily inventory, or what?
Yes, a great way to start also which we don't do a lot of because we're so overwhelmed, is to really ask yourself a couple of key questions. One is asking yourself, how am I doing? And checking in with yourself, not everyone else, only everyone else, but also yourself. The second thing is asking yourself, what do I need physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally? And then the third question to ask yourself is, what step do I need to take today to make these improvements to my life? And sometimes it's just a baby step, which is okay.
Is indulgence part of it? Meaning, like, we say self-care. You say, well, I want to do something for me. When I go grocery shopping, I always get a little treat for myself that the wife doesn't know about. But I mean, is that a good thing or bad thing? Is that
she might know now.
Balance? She knows now, yeah.
No, and it is. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. I think self-care, we think of these grand, luxurious vacations or something that takes so much time. And it can be that too, but you're right. It's the simple thing sometimes. Grab that quick treat, take that minute for yourself, do what it is for you that brings you joy. You're allowed to have joy. You're allowed to take care of yourself. We have to unlearn a lot of things sometimes that we were taught about how everything else comes before our health, but that's really not true. And we have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So I love it. Yes, keep getting your treats.
All right. Good. So I have doctor's approval. Thank you so much, doctor. We really appreciate that. And if you want to get your very own copy of Dr. Hammond's book that can really help you about self-care, which, by the way, is going to help your entire family and the people that are around you, you can check out her website. It's drnikishahammond.com. Don't worry if you don't catch this or write it down. We'll have it on our website. You can go and check it out at any time at dailyflashshow.com. There you'll not only find this link, this whole interview, but also everything that we've been talking about the show. And by the way, as always, our entire episodes are there at dailyflashshow.com.
And then there's this. Mitch, thank you. Standard Bots is a company aimed at building and training robots to think for themselves using artificial intelligence. The company is one of the first to use it for commercial purposes rather than academic research. AI allows robots to learn a task like pouring a soda into a cup by capturing the motion through cameras and mirroring it. This means robots may be smart enough to fill manufacturing jobs or wash dishes in restaurants within the next 5 years. The goal is to help companies that already use automation by making the workflow more efficient and more affordable.
Don't they have those, I think there's a McDonald's that actually is all automated by doing that sort of thing. And it goes to show you how close we are, right?
Yeah, very true. From ordering to actually delivering, you've got it. It's all AI driven, some of this stuff.
All right, good stuff there. Is it true? We'll be talking about a Hollywood urban legend, or is it, when we return? Hey, welcome back to everybody to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. We got this week's Is It True? This is where we debunk or reaffirm those social media posts your mom sent to you. And we let you know if they're real or not. So let's jump right in. Earlier this month, social media users revived an old claim that the skeletons in the iconic 1982 movie Poltergeist scene were actually real human skeletons and not replicas. Here's what the post generally says. In Poltergeist, real human skeletons were used as props without the actor's knowledge. The prop masters sourced the skeletons from a medical supply company that was cheaper than actually making replicas. It goes on to say that JoBeth Williams, the actress who played Diane, spent 5 days filming scenes with those skeletons in mud-filled pools, unaware that they were actually real. So if you see it pop up in your inbox, what do you think? Is it rumor, just is it an internet rumor, or is it real? AJ and Matt, what do you say?
I think it's real.
I think it's 100% real. I mean, especially
100%
if it
real?
saved money.
Well, it actually did save money, and they were actually real skeletons. Wow. Multiple crew members from that film confirmed that they were real human skeletons. In that scene where Diane Freeling, played by JoBeth Williams, falls into a pool filled with decaying skeletons, JoBeth has actually stated on multiple separate occasions that the skeletons were real. It was years later, however, when she found out that they were just skeletons. The special effects guy on Poltergeist says he actually ordered it from a company that provides biological supplies. So there you have it. Is it true? It absolutely is. It's time now, though. Let's jump in and find out on the scene with Doreen. Let's find out who she's actually talking to today.
This week on The Scene with Doreen, I got to sit down with one of Rolling Stone magazine's greatest drummers of all time, Michael Shrieve. He's known for playing with the band Santana, and he just released a new album. Check it out. I read that in your early years, you had a very strong desire to become a priest, but you were kicked out of every Catholic school that you attended.
I don't know why. There's no explaining why, like a boy in grade school would ride his bicycle to 6 a.m. Mass every day. But that was me. And it's a little bit hard to explain, but I think it's kind of the spark that every child has towards something. And I had that. I wanted to be a priest. I wanted to be a missionary. I guess God had other plans. And so my mission was music, and I traveled and brought that, and hopefully brought some joy and peace and happiness to people that way.
So while you were getting kicked out of all of these schools, that's when you discovered your love for the drums.
Continuing in the same vein, I'm now at a public school after getting kicked out of grade school, Catholic school. And I'm in a class, and the teacher asked me to leave and go to the principal's office. So obviously I was doing something wrong again. And on the way back to the room, the room that I was kicked out of, I passed the band room, and the door was open, and the percussion section was right there. And that was it. I just saw the drums and everything, and it all struck me in a way that told me, I'm going to be doing this.
You've really become known for your electrifying drum solo with Santana at Woodstock in 1969. That was right out of the gate for you in your career. With over 50 years of working on amazing musical projects, do you ever feel that incredible body of work is overshadowed by that one performance?
Oh, yes, all the time. You know, it's Woodstock. Everybody's telling me how much they love Woodstock, and I'm doing all these interesting projects, and I'm trying to tell them about it. Have you heard this? Have you heard this? You know, can we get away from Woodstock sort of thing? And then one day it hit me, Doreen, where I just realized, you know, just shut up. Just accept it, and just be grateful that there's something that you've done that moves people that much still.
So coming from a Catholic school background and your early desire to be a priest, what was it like playing at Woodstock? Was it a cultural shock?
Well, I have been in that environment now for some years, being in the Bay Area, but of course Woodstock was a whole nother level, a whole nother story, a whole nother gathering of sort of minds and spirit that nobody expected. There was a togetherness. There was a sense of belonging that everybody was feeling there at that time, and that they had made it to a sort of mecca. And the thing felt like, everybody felt like we're really changing things here.
Congratulations on your new album, Drums of Compassion. It really finds a beautiful balance of power, but also tranquility.
I thought to myself, what kind of record could I make as a drummer at 2 a.m. that I would want to put on and help me relax? Mm-hmm. And so this is the answer to that. People can just relax into completely, like let go with that rhythm.
Visit michaelshrieve.com, pick up the latest album, Drums of Compassion, and keep up to date with what this talented musician and visionary has in store for the fans next.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
And if you want to hear more of the great conversation, visit here. I'm Doreen Taylor with the Scene with Doreen here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
We got today's trends, tomorrow's talks, and we're going to have lots of fun as well. One of my favorite music artists is Bryan Adams. Love him.
Summer of 69.
Right? You know, and he is one of these forever teenagers, too.
Yes.
Guy's 65 and so
Is he
torn.
really?
Can you believe that?
Oh,
It's
wow.
weird to say that. Which was ironic because he was, in 69, he was 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah, so when he sings that song, it was like, he's 65 now.
Wow.
Anyway, he's born in 59. I happen to know that about him. I also know that he still tours, and he's in Australia, and he had to cancel his tour, not because he got sick, not because something happened to anybody in his crew, but because the city that he was performing in Perth, they had what they call fatbergs. We were talking about this earlier. You know what fatbergs are in the sewer? This is when people are throwing away too much toilet paper, too much of those baby wipes, or
And it forms a giant.
thing where you can't cut it with a knife.
Oh.
And
Like a pimple.
yeah. So anyway, they describe it as a congealed mass of fat, grease, and rags that just clogs up the system because they all get together. Well, it went through and came out into
dirty
the arena where he was touring. He's like, "There's no way I'm."
No.
They're hoping to get the fatbergs out of there, and
Oh.
I was trying to give you a couple of Bryan Adams songs that
Yeah.
are going. Everything I do,
Yeah.
I do for you. That's all I came up with.
Excellent work on
But
your
thank you.
part.
But they're going to reschedule for that after they get the waste disposal taken
Of
care
all the things you would have to cancel a concert for, a fatberg is
fatberg.
probably not on his list of ever happening. The mayor of an Italian village has some new rules for residents. No sick days allowed. The mayor said that he doesn't want anybody in his town to get sick or hurt because they might not have the resources to help them.
Okay.
The announcement was meant as a joke to draw attention to the shortcomings of the town's limited healthcare services. The mayor said about half of the village's 1,200 residents are now older than the age of 65, and the nearest hospital is located about 30 miles away. The village does have an on-call doctor, but the service is not available during nights,
Hey, what's wrong with you?
weekends, or holidays.
What's the matter with you?
Calabria has seen more than a dozen hospitals close since 2009. It's one of these areas where so many young people have left and they're not sticking around. They're moving out and they're moving elsewhere. So they've tried to entice people to move to this small village, younger people to establish families and start businesses there, and they're paying them money and free property and whatever it is to get you to stay there and move there and help out there.
It looks beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So I know that the recruitment to get people there, it's wanting them to stay there, and they have to come in with some kind of company. I mean,
Yes.
this might be great for a business, an Italian business. Say,
Yeah.
hey, we can move in this town and really can do something to help the country, but
Yeah.
also help us, because they're not going to leave if we take care
I'm
of them.
just wondering any single women there.
No single. I mean, I'm sure.
Under the age of 65 or over the age of 65?
A little bit, sugar mamas are outside
Okay.
the realm of
It's an Italian
possibility
sugar
right
mama?
now.
Okay.
Hey.
Gorlami.
All I know,
That's amore.
that's a town to have dinner in, because
Yeah.
you got all these moms over the age of 65, all these
yeah.
Italian moms. I'm
Can you
ready for it.
imagine?
You
Yeah.
can tell how old I am. Like, can they cook a good meal? That's all I'm about.
I don't care.
I don't care about it. There's a series of billboards. They've popped up in San Fran, and their message actually is taking aim at artificial intelligence. The ads warn companies to stop hiring humans. Yeah, the ad's creator says the billboards play on common fears about artificial intelligence, I'm sure. The play on words is counterintuitive approach to marketing a software company uses AI. The company says that they're trying reverse psychology when it comes to easing fears surrounding artificial intelligence. This is an area that is near Silicon Valley, which I wonder if the joke that they're saying, or if the meaning of it is getting lost, because probably a lot of them are like, hire robots because we're the companies providing the artificial intelligence. If it gets taken over altogether or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it might be, like you said, I think it might be lost on this Silicon Valley audience, because I think they already
They're
are
like,
planning
yeah.
for okay, whatever, sure, stop hiring humans.
They are
whatever.
replacing us.
Yeah.
They don't care, because we're going to program it
Yeah,
all. We don't
exactly.
care. We got the scene with Doreen. She's coming up right around the corner. Don't you go where you're dealing with these humans.
Yes.
No AI. Sorry.
Today on The Scene with Doreen, it's raining men at the Daily Flash because I sit down with the iconic dance music vocalist legend, Martha Wash. Check it out.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen.
Donna Summer, Cher, Diana Ross, all passed on the song. In fact, you didn't really want to do it at first either.
No. when Paul played the song for us and said, "I need you to," he said, "I need you," not do you want to? I need you to record the song for me. I looked at Isaiah and I said, huh? He said, I need you to record the song. And I said, Paul, you've got to be kidding. And a couple of days later, we went into the studio and recorded the song in about roughly 45 minutes.
45 minutes you cut that. That had to be the most profitable 45 minutes of your entire lives. Oh my. What do you think was the secret sauce that made It's Raining Men the monstrous pop culture phenomenon that it has become?
Probably the lyrics, more than likely, I would say. And then add the music, and then add the vocals. That song has become a classic now.
Oh, yes.
It's 40 years old. When they start playing it, everybody gets on the dance floor. And that goes for the grandparents and the parents and the kids and the grandkids. It's just one of those fun songs. That's what it's become.
Would you just sing, everybody sing that part so they'll know? If you can hit that note.
This Milli Vanilli lip syncing scandal all of a sudden came out, and yet you were sort of going through the same kind of thing in your own very, very own scandal, kind of doing it in silence at the time.
Yeah, my initial thought was, well, do they really think they're going to get away with that?
Yeah.
Because people know my voice.
Yeah.
You know, and to say that you're looking at a person in a video, but the vocals that you hear coming out of that video is somebody I already know. And that's not her that I'm looking at.
You kind of had to go on Arsenio Hall and tell the world. You had to sing it for the world to hear it. And then everybody's like, oh. And they cannot put an album out if somebody contributes and not say their name anymore.
Correct. My attorney argued in court about that. And there was some kind of precedent that was set. If you have somebody in there working with you, singing with you, whatever, that other person has to be featured on that project as well as the main artist.
How do you keep it going and how do you keep it fresh?
I never wanted to be put into just one type genre of music. I never wanted to be put into a box. I like to experiment. And like with this new album, Love and Conflict, singer, songwriter, and producer Sammy Bass-Boos sent me some songs. And I said, you know what? This is different for me and from what people are expecting me to sound like or the music to sound like.
MarthaWash.com. Check out, get tickets, check out your new music, check out the new album, Love and Conflict, and just learn about this wonderful lady.
Well, I appreciate it.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I enjoy talking to you as well. Thank you so much, Doreen.
Who could ever forget Martha Wash's name? I sure can't, because I had a blast talking with the legendary singer. And if you want to hear more of our incredible conversation, visit right here. I'm Doreen Taylor with The Scene with Doreen here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. We are answering a major question for small business owners right now. How can you fund your business with unsecured loans without using collateral? Here to show us the way is Amanda Webster. She's the COO of Fund and Grow. Fund and Grow is dedicated to business owners. Amanda, welcome back.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Let's talk about small businesses here. What factors should businesses consider when choosing an unsecured loan provider?
Well, there's a lot out there, so you got to be really careful. But the main thing is finding out what their minimum baseline criteria is and seeing what options you have, right? Everything has a cost to capital. So what options do you have? And you should always have multiple because it is really hard to get funded with unsecured. So making sure you understand all those pieces is vital to choosing the right one.
And the big question here is, how do the unsecured loans differ from traditional secured loans, especially if you're kind of a first-time small business owner looking to try and figure out how to finance your business?
Right. So unsecured literally by definition means we're not tying collateral or assets to it. So in the old, traditional way of securing loans, they're going to tie it to either the business, what the business owns, whether it's a building or land. And that's going to kind of put you in a risky position if you then default on it. So in an unsecured world, you're able to get funding without tying it to those assets and basically limiting that risk factor for you.
So I guess what are the main options and advantages if you're opting for an unsecured business loan, especially for startups or small businesses that might not have the collateral to offer? I mean, obviously the information that you just mentioned there, but what else could you suggest to other folks looking to apply for a loan?
So you want to make sure, I know it sounds crazy, but that your personal credit is kind of in a great position, because that's going to be one of the offsets to get unsecured lending, is to have that, backing there. Also, you're going to want to make sure that you have the right, revenue coming in. Looking at that, small businesses, there is lending out there in an unsecured world that you only have to be in business for 6 months. So there's options out there. I mean, as you grow in your seasoning, it's going to get more and more, but you can go as little as 6 months and be able to get unsecured funding. But you want to make sure that you are looking at all the options, because there's different vehicles for it, right? There's lines of credit, there's actual where they'll just put cash into your bank account, there's business credit cards, there's all kinds of different unsecured lending that you can get access to and not tie to those collateral pieces. But you will have to leverage other things like, say, your personal credit.
I guess the question would be, if you're just starting out, it's hard to show profit right out of the gate. So are they looking at profit as a way to determine what kind of unsecured loan they will give you?
So they're going to look at revenue, so you don't have to worry about your profitability
Okay.
necessarily in these types of loans, but they are going to look at that revenue coming in every month. And it's going to range anywhere from $10,000 a month all the way up to like $40,000 a month. So there is something there. There are choices and options out there, but the limited revenue you have will limit the amount of funding you can get. But you know what? Even if you can get $20,000, that could help you get to that next phase in business.
Sure. Interest rates are a big topic of conversation, whether it comes to credit cards or loans. How can business owners ensure they qualify for the best rates and terms when applying for these unsecured loans?
So again, I know it sounds crazy, but they all look at your personal. So you're going to want your personal credit score at a 700. That's going to be able to unlock all the different types that are out there. And then you want to get the best revenue sources you can get in there. So they only care about deposits. So just make sure you're actually depositing all of your revenue into that business bank account. Make sure you have a business bank account. Separate all your personal from it so that you can show that the business is generating that revenue. And then also just make sure that you have a true business setup. Your entity is set up correctly. You have an actual office space. Even if it's in your home, it's better than having, a UPS store type of office, mailbox. So you want to make sure you look like a legitimate business as you go into these types of funding.
And especially when it comes to filing those taxes, that's so important. With the growing popularity of online lenders for unsecured business loans, what are the key risks people should watch out for? Last question, just a quick wrap up from you.
Always looking for the scam or the fraud side, right? Do your research as a consumer, even though it's for the business, and make sure that that these businesses are legitimate and that they are lending money, because you will find yourself into some scams.
Amanda Webster, great information. For more on how to earn and use business credit, go to fundandgrow.com.
Hey, Straight Talk Wireless, a leading prepaid brand covered by Verizon's 5G network and sold at Walmart, is putting the spotlight on the exceptional value of its real unlimited data plans this tax season, and it's bringing to life the Data Bank by Straight Talk to reward their customers for their data usage.
We are here with Straight Talk Wireless. I've got the awesome Data Bank by Straight Talk right behind me, and we are here in Union Square to reward people for their data usage with a gift card they can use anywhere.
Definitely waiting out in the cold was not fun, but waiting for a free gift card is actually worth it.
You'll come in, you'll chat with our data teller, and they will tell you how much data you've used, and then you walk away with a gift card in return. So, Straight Talk Wireless is all about two things. We're all about providing excellent value to our customers and our unlimited data on all of our plans. So we wanted to bring attention to that during tax season, which is a really stressful time for many. People might be feeling financially strapped. People might be feeling like their tax refund just isn't enough, and we wanted to help alleviate that. We know people people are on their phones more than ever during tax time, filing their taxes on their phones, speaking to tax experts. And we wanted to do everything we can to, reward people for that and to help ease the burden a little bit.
Yeah, I was walking around New York City. I stumbled upon the Data Bank by Straight Talk. I walked in, I spoke to a data teller, told them how much data I use, and then I got a $200 gift card that I can use for anything.
So for more information, you can head to straighttalk.com or head to your local Walmart and check us out.
We try to give you a bevy of information here on the show, and sometimes you don't have a pen or paper down next to you. Don't worry.
Yes, it's true, because we've got a website. It's open 24/7.
There you go.
The drive-thru is still active?
Drive-thru is actually, yeah, but we're working on the shake machine right now still, so we don't know.
What is it with the shake machine?
It never works. You think like we would have it fixed, but not this point, not the case at all. Anyway, check it out, dailyflashshow.com. We got more fun coming up after this.
Hey, Mitchie.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, I want to talk about that big story coming out of Hollywood.
Hold on, wait. I want to get Matt in on this call, all right? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Mitch and Dias?
Matty!
Mitchie.
Mateus.
Mitch, my man.
Matty of Berkshire.
What's going on?
Hey, AJ wants us to talk about a big story that's happening.
This kid, the Kiki, says hi. He has his own Instagram.
That's great, Matt, but I really want to talk about this big story coming out of Hollywood.
Oh, dog and cat, it's
You should check it out. This kid, the Kiki.
I want to know what's going on.
What?
Oh, okay, so real quick. Why does he still have a dial-up modem?
Hey, I gotta get back to wrestling stuff.
It's on the media.
You know what? Maybe we should just try this later.
Okay, all right. Peace and love.
Daily Flash.
Where are you?
It's just better when you're part of the conversation. Join us online.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. It's Wow Wednesday. This is where we kind of bring us into our life. And we have a little bit of an update for you, Jackson.
Yeah, so remember when I showed you the security video of the person stealing our bougainvillea tree in the dark of night?
Somebody stole
tree thing.
Yeah, the tree thief. They took our tree in the middle of the night, they pulled it out of the roots, and then they wandered off with it. So I get tagged in a Facebook post the other day, and my neighbor says, we went to a Halloween party in the neighborhood, too funny not to share.
Oh my gosh.
We saw a couple there. We weren't sure what they were dressed as. We asked them, and they said, wanted to let you know that this couple dressed up as the thief
Here's
who
the picture.
stole
This is awesome.
the bougainvillea tree.
So they dressed up?
Well, the guy was the thief, and his wife was the bougainvillea tree.
Look at that.
And then, of course, he's got a T-shirt that says, I love my boo, B-O-U.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is fantastic. I don't know if
We
you
got
guys
the
can do
picture.
that.
Very
Yeah,
cool already.
We'll show you the picture. But anyway, so that was at one of the neighbors' Christmas parties.
That is still one of the craziest things I've ever
Right?
heard.
And no
of somebody
suspect.
stealing a tree.
Yeah, no suspect. Still no. I know one day we're going to see one of the properties for sale in the neighborhood, and I'll spot the
It's going to be a drone shot or something where somebody's like, oh, look at
It's
that.
nuts.
Yeah, if you would have done and followed my advice, I said put Apple AirTags on all your trees, and you didn't do it.
Well,
so.
we did it. We did it after the fact. Now they're all tagged with Apple tags.
You're not going to be able to get you.
Yeah.
You're not
So
going to be able to steal anymore.
You steal one of our bogan trees, we will track you down.
Is there a market? That's what I want to know. Is there a market for that? Do you think they just planted it in their
Is
house?
there a market for stolen trees?
For stolen trees,
Stolen
yeah.
trees,
I mean,
I know. And then when we had to make a police report, and I felt like such an idiot. I'm like, I know this isn't a big deal.
And they already know you. They're like, Andre Jackson's making a police report about a stolen
the fact
tree.
that our tree was stolen. He's like, okay, well, we'll send out a community
And they go,
officer to take care of
so
you.
you're saying your tree leaved? Is that what it is?
Ah,
I didn't
yeah.
say that. The comp did. So Matt, he was
So
a
anyway,
dad too.
A for creative
I
effort
love
on
that.
the Halloween costume.
Do you know who that
No,
couple? So
I
that makes it
don't.
even cooler.
Which is better because it became such a big thing on the neighborhood Facebook page, and the fact that they did this was just lights out
That's really
fantastic.
cool. All right, tell them they win the Halloween costume. on this
100%,
video.
yeah.
Hey, we really love having you along, but we want you to know you can find us anytime. Matt, where do they need to go?
They need to go to dailyflashshow.com, and also you can look us up on the YouTube page, and you can check out Preview Review.
Does it
on
every
Facebook
week,
as well.
and
Love
you can
it.
find it there on our website. We really appreciate you having you along. Y'all take care. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you when we look at you.
Be good,
Bye-bye.
everybody.